All right, this is Jackie McLaughlin, Young Living Platinum, and I'm here tonight to share with you a webinar on using Young Living oils for animals. And I'm really excited to bring this material to you tonight. We are recording this, and a lot of this material, some of this material is material I have seen and shared before, talking about some of the animal sense products that Young Living specifically created for animals. And a lot of it that I've interspersed into this is also from the Animals and Oils conference that I just got back from a few weeks ago that was in Utah at the Young Living Farm. We had lots of veterinarians there that were talking about their using oils with animals. And I'm going to share with you some great material that I got from that conference tonight. So welcome. Thank you for spending some of your precious time joining us here tonight. And I sincerely hope that you get something very useful out of this. I know that's my intention, and hopefully I'll come through with that. So common sense isn't as common as we like to think. Animals do have a very strong sense of smell, and they are more sensitive than humans to essential oils, so a little bit can go a very long way. The best way to start using oils with your pets is just to put them on yourself and be around your pet. Let them get used to them very slowly, because we all know about dogs and their sense of smell, and cats are very, very sensitive as well. Excuse me. And we want to be respectful of that and don't overwhelm them with aromas and amounts of oil that maybe we would need to notice, but they don't need that. It reminds me of when our Dakota, who's a yellow lab, was a puppy, and my husband and I took him over to the park where we used to live in Texas, and we would hit baseballs. I was hitting baseballs to my husband out in the field because he was getting ready to get back into baseball after 30 years. And every ball that got past him, Dakota would run and grab it because he's a retriever, and he would bring it back. And he just loved it. He had so much fun. And then months later, even years later, we could be walking in the park once he got to the point. This was when he was a puppy, when he would do that, chase the balls. And when he was older and he got to the point where we could take him for walks off the leash, we'd be walking along by the woods next to where the baseball diamonds were, and he would just take off into the woods for no apparent reason, and he would come out with a baseball. He could smell a baseball back in the trees, out in the woods, away from everywhere, and he could go and find it and bring it out. And we used to just crack up, but that's a good example of how sensitive their sense of smell is. So don't overwhelm your animals with oils. You don't need a lot, trust me. When you introduce oils to them, start very slow and dilute it at a ratio of 1 drop of oil to 5 drops of either a vegetable carrier oil. Young Living makes one called V6, which is a really nice one, or you could mix it in a spray bottle, 4 ounces of water with 2 drops of oils. Just like with humans, every pet is going to respond uniquely to essential oils. So, you know, you have to experiment, and you have to kind of use your intuition, and obviously you're going to refer to reference books and things like that to get guidance. But just keep in mind that there's no one way to use oils with animals. And think of them just like a very sensitive human. You know, basically, whatever you would do for you, try it with your pet, only go with way less. Pay attention to your pet's response as you introduce and use essential oils. Citrus oils are not recommended to be used directly on cats, but diluted in a blend is fine, and some diffusion might be okay, but just with cats, be ultra sensitive and careful. And then you want to be sure tonight we're not going to talk about fish, birds, and amphibians, because there's no way. There's so much to cover. But oils can be used with them too. You just want to look it up, access your resources. And of course, be sure to consult with your pet's veterinarian if you have any any questions. There are some basics that our critters need to be happy and healthy, and each animal is unique in their needs, but for the most part, they all need a few basic things. Just like us, most animals love time outside with the sun, the wind, and the grass, and make sure it's not too hot and they have a good source of shade and water, and keep your fur babies safe from predators, but let them be outside when you can. Bigger animals should get time outside on a daily basis, and your pets need good clean water, as we mentioned, available at all times, and most pets can even enjoy a chance to play in the water when it's hot. So those little plastic swimming pools are nice outside. Exercise is important. They need to run, jump, roll, use their beautiful muscles on a regular basis. It's your job to keep them moving. So that's a good excuse to get out and get yourself moving too, right? Playtime is mental stimulation, and it may just seem like exercise, but it's different. They need toys available to make them think and play. Birds, we will mention them here, need mirrors and bells and shiny things. Cats need things that roll, and when they touch it and string, they can attack, and a place to scratch and claw. And dogs like balls and chew toys and things that squeak and crinkle. And then we should feed our animals, excuse me, we should feed our animals a diet that mostly resembles what they would find if they were in nature. So using kibble as their only food source is not good for their digestive system or their teeth. Dogs and cats should get some raw meats and bones, and they need a variety to get the minerals and vitamins that their bodies require. You can consult with your vet for the best options for your pet. And I do want to mention that the Young Living Animal Sense products, a portion of all the proceeds from any Animal Sense product goes to support Vital Ground, which is a nonprofit organization that's dedicated to protecting the habitat of grizzly bears and other wild roaming wildlife. And it works to ensure the recovery and long-term survival of grizzly bears and native species that share their range. They also help create bear-aware communities to reduce conflicts between humans and bears. So your purchases of Animal Sense products goes to support that. And I love that about Young Living, because they're always supporting other endeavors and always giving back. So let's talk about oral care. Cleaning teeth is really important, and what? Somehow we skipped something. Okay. I'm just gonna go with this. So garbage in, garbage out. Feed your animals a non-GMO species appropriate diet. So grains, especially GMO grains, can cause many digestive concerns, including itchy, yeasty dog ears. Remember, all the grains break down to sugars, and parasites love sugar. So in carnivores such as cats and dogs, you need high quality proteins and vegetables with absorbable minerals, and that's going to make for healthier cats and dogs. We have our Animal Sense shampoo, which helps to clean, condition, and protect your pet's coat without harmful ingredients. And this is really, really important, because we talk about in our use of Young Living products for people, we talk a lot about creating toxic-free environments or chemical-free living. And it's just as important, if not even more so, with your pets, because they are ultra sensitive to everything. So you want to, I love this Animal Sense shampoo. It's just absolutely amazing. And it smells great, it helps your pet smell great, and it works really well. And it's not harsh with detergent type action on their coat and that sort of thing. So oral care is really important for your pets, and cleaning their teeth is easy to neglect when it involves holding them down and struggling with the toothbrush. And maintaining a happy, clean mouth is as simple as tossing your pet an Animal Sense pet chew. And these are amazing products right here. The Animal Sense Chews combine the power of spearmint, peppermint, and paragize essential oils to create a tasty treat that supports oral and digestive health for dogs and other pets. And the pet chews don't have any artificial ingredients, like no coloring, flavoring, preservatives, or GMO ingredients. And they were formulated to meet the nutritional levels established by AAFCO dog food and their nutrient profiles. It's really important to also know that these pet chews are not something, and this is something they talked about at the Animal and Oils Conference, this is not something that you need to give your dog or cat every day. And if it's a really small dog or cat, you can break it in half and give them half of one. But once or twice a week is what they recommended at the Animals and Oils Conference. So people, talk about the cost of buying things like this for their pet. Not going to give it to them every single day, and it is a treat. So they're going to love it when you do, and just keep that in mind. Then we have our Tea Away. This is an oil blend created for a soothing scent for your animal to support emotional freedom and joyful feelings. I like to think of this oil as the oil to use when they've experienced something kind of traumatic or unsettling, and this blend is just absolutely amazing. And you can see all the oils that are in it: tangerine, lavender, royal Hawaiian sandalwood, German chamomile, which is very calming, frankincense, valerian, which is grounding, and ylang ylang, and black spruce, and geranium divana, orange, rue, helichrysum, hyssop, Spanish sage, patchouli, coriander, blue tansy, bergamot, rose, lemon, jasmine, Roman chamomile, and palmarosa. So as you can see, there's quite a cacophony of oils in this blend, and 1 drop behind each ear can be used to help calm your pet. And you want to stay with them for 15 to 30 minutes while you're using the oil, so you can develop the trust and emotional connection that they need in this time of whatever it is that's unsettling to them. You can also use the Aroma Glide roller fitment on the top of it, and then roll it on the bottom of their paws or their flanks. Excuse me. And examples of times that you might want to use it is, as an example, separation from a mate or a pet, like a puppy from their mom. This is a really good example of a great time to use this particular oil blend. And then we have other oils that are really, like lavender is really very versatile. Little lavender can be calming, but if you use a whole lot of lavender, it might actually be energizing. So again, you don't need very much with the animals. It helps to maintain skin integrity and the moisture level, and it is one of the ingredients in the Animal Sense Pure Clean, as well as the Infect-Away and Mend-A-Well. These are all 3 blends that are in the Animal Sense line of oils. Peace and Calming and Peace and Calming 2 are both great for creating an environment that lowers that chaotic energy level and encourages relaxation, like the kitty in the picture here. So those are some great suggestions for other extras that you could use. Animal Sense Repel Aroma is a unique combination of purifying and invigorating oils that helps them be outside in comfort. It has citronella, Idaho tansy, tea tree, and Palo Santo. So these oils might be good to help them with those little pesky annoyances outside. Put 2 to 4 drops in your hands and then just pet them. So just put it on their coat. You could also put a spray bottle, a 1-ounce spray bottle, and spritz it generously on your animal's coat or skin. And you can diffuse it to keep the pests away from certain areas in the home or small, more enclosed areas outside, like maybe a screen and porch or something like that. These are all good suggestions. The other suggestions are to mix 2 cups of baking soda with 10 drops of Paragize or Purification for a powder to sprinkle on the carpets and pet beds, and even your pets before they go outside to play. So you can create like a powder type thing with the baking soda with the Paragize or Purification to kind of ward off some of those pests that we can encounter. Purification is a really powerful oil. We all probably know it well for controlling odors, and we do know dogs can bring a lot of odors. And it's also good to use in the stable and the kennel areas, as well as on their skin. It's perfect for when you're hiking and camping also. I use this a lot. I like to take it when I'm hiking or walking and keep it with me. You can spray the stalls and kennels when you're traveling with a spritzer. You could put it on your animal's coat with a few drops on your hands, or make a spray. And diffusing purification helps to create a clean and refreshing environment, even when your pets accidentally help themselves to the garbage can. We know that's not an accident, but this is one of my favorites. The purification is amazing. And then we have PuraClean. It's the first step in an amazing 3-step process for our furry loved ones. It's best used in sort of 3 parts, as start with PuraClean and then Infect Away and Mend Well. So the PuraClean works to clean the area, and it's amazing diluted blend of patchouli, lavender, mountain savory, palo santo, cistus, citronella, lemongrass, rosemary, tea tree, lavandin, and myrtle. And you can put 8 to 10 drops in a 1-ounce spray bottle with distilled water for a quick skin cleansing spritz. And you can also put the AromaGlide roller fitment on it if you want to apply a more generous amount. This is the first step in that 3-step process. Then we have Infect Away, and that would be the second step. This is a really gentle diluted blend of myrrh, patchouli, dorado azul, palo santo, Ecuador oregano, and ocotea. And the thing to know about the Ecuador oregano is it doesn't have as much cinnamaldehyde in it in the chemistry, and so it's not as hot. So most people are familiar that oregano oil is really hot and can be very uncomfortable on the skin. Well, this has the Ecuadorian oregano in it, which doesn't have that same burning sensation. And you can use 1 to 2 drops straight or diluted on location. And smaller animals, remember, need less. And you can put 8 to 10 drops in a 1-ounce spray bottle with distilled water for a quick skin cleansing spritzer. And the third one in our 3-step process is the Mend Well. It's designed to help your pets on their journey with a little TLC. Each of the oils in this blend is very relaxing, soothing, and calming. And when you apply them with a light, gentle massage around the area, it gives that extra TLC to your pet. Remember, touch is good for both you and your pet. And it's the 3rd step in the healthy skin for our oily pets 3-part system. It's an amazing diluted blend of geranium, lavender, hyssop, myrrh, frankincense, and hinoki. And you can gently massage 1 to 2 drops topically around the entire area and a few inches past the area. Touch is very soothing to our pets. Of course, if it's very tender, it might not be so soothing. And cats are a little less welcoming sometimes for touch, depending on their temperament. So just use your common sense. And you can also put the AromaGlide roller fitment on this for convenience when applying it to specific sites. Now, Animal Sense ointment is just absolutely amazing. I like to use this too for me. But it was designed for our animals, and we like to think of it as our secret weapon in step 4, which we didn't really talk about. But It's a protective, soothing salve that's designed for external use on animals, and it's great to use after the 3-step protocol to lock in all the oils. So if you layer this on top of the oil application, it not only protects the area, but it helps to keep out debris. And it's got great oils in it, and it's gentle and safe, and it's enhanced with fatty oils, which are and essential oils, and it's perfectly safe to apply without worrying about if your pet licks it off. And nothing in any of the blends would hurt your sweet furry friends either. So this has palmarosa oil, carrot seed oil, geranium, patchouli, coriander, melaleuca or tea tree, bergamot, rose, ylang ylang, myrrh, Idaho balsam fir. You can use it in isolation or in combination with any of the essential oils. And as a side note, remember that all of the animal scent products are human grade, which means you could use them on your dry, flaky feet or elbows, which I like to do, or my cuticles, or any other location that needs a little protection from the elements. So this is an amazing product right here. Then we have our Paragize. Paragize is a soothing blend that helps your pets with their overall well-being. It helps them get their pep back in their step. It has a gentle blend of ginger, anise, peppermint, cumin, spearmint, rosemary, juniper, fennel, lemongrass, and patchouli. You can put 2 to 4 drops in their water to let them drink it. You could also use the Aroma Glide roller fitment to apply to the abdominal areas and paws, and you could also apply 2 to 4 drops topically, neat or straight or diluted on the abdomen area. So this is a great oil to help support animals and helping them with their digestive processes and with, parasites and things like that. So Digize, this is another great oil blend that helps with the digestive. Then we have the Digize Vitality as well as the Digize Topical and Aromatic. So the Digize Vitality you could use to give in their water, just like you did before with the other one, with the Paragize. It's great for riding in the car or switching to new foods, because sometimes when you change your pet's food, it can create upset stomach, and they're very sensitive to those things. So this can help that. And then the Digize Topical and Aromatic you can use topically as well as diffusing it. And this blend includes ginger, anise, fennel, peppermint, tarragon, lemongrass, patchouli, and juniper. And most of us are aware that the oil in these bottles is the same oil as one's labeled for internal use, and the other is labeled for topical and aromatic use. Other animal extras are peppermint vitality. You could put this in a second water bowl or bucket for animals during the seasonal changes. It also helps encourage horses to drink unfamiliar water when traveling. It's best to acclimate them to it before going on the road, though. Get them used to drinking peppermint water. It supports healthy digestion and a healthy body. This is our Vitality Peppermint. And it's perfect to use during a cool down session after performance. You can put it right in their mouth. It's great for car rides, for puppies, and so much more. And then the topical peppermint, you can use it on larger muscle groups and when you're like hosing them down. So if a horses have been heated up doing whatever they're doing, it's a good way to cool them down. Performance horses, one of the ladies at the Animal and Oils conference shared that she competes in these endurance rides and things, and they have certain segments that they do, like the first one's a steeplechase, and then they have to come into the judge area, and they have to check their temperature and their soundness and everything before they let them go to the next section. And they can cool them down quickly with the peppermint bath or whatever. You can mix some peppermint in the water and hose them down. And it's very cooling. Cool Azul is also a great addition to the post-workout. This is our gel, the Cool Azul gel. And then Tummy Jize is a blend designed for children that creates a quieting environment when it's used topically, and it's perfect for the small pets. And it contains spearmint, peppermint, tangerine, fennel, anise, ginger, and cardamom. So if you have little bitty pets, or maybe the cats that are really super sensitive, instead of using peppermint, try the Tummy Jize. It's really amazing. And I just think it's good for everybody. And then we have RC, which is great for those the lung and the large intestine meridian. Is that where we could apply that, especially prior to competition. It really helps support good breathing, and it's a seasonal favorite in the diffuser, and it's really good when adding new animals to a facility, so like at a shelter somewhere. And if you add frankincense to RC in the diffuser, this can encourage the release of grief more easily, and you can rub it topically on the lung meridian. The lungs are basically where we store grief, and this can be good for people too. So use it topically for tracking hunting dogs, where its refreshing aroma supports their sense of smell. And then Sniffles, which is another one of the oils that was formulated for kids, can be good for the smaller pets. And then we have our Thieves Cleaner. And we want to talk about this because it's really important that we use non-toxic products around our pets. It's not just for us, it's for them too. And this is one of the reasons I love using the household cleaner, because I know that there's no way you ever get all the residue off your floors when you're mopping with your cleaning products. And this is safe. There's no chemicals in it. There's no toxic residue that you can be walking around barefoot in your house, and your kids can be crawling on the floor, and your poor little animals are running around on the floor all the time, and you don't have to worry about them being exposed to all these chemicals. It's a naturally derived plant ingredient cleaner, and it's a really good cleaner. It works wonderfully. It's great for everyday use when you're traveling, for your competitions, cleaning your house, your dog beds, kennels, carriers, and vet clinics and boarding and grooming facilities. These are being used a lot in veterinary settings, as well as shelters and things, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Some people have found great results combining Thieves Cleaner with lemon essential oil to get rid of that after smell from a skunk spray. That's not something fun to deal with. Then we want to talk about sulfurzyme. Sulfurzyme is a mix of wolfberry and MSM, and it's an organic dietary sulfur that helps protect cells and connective tissue, among other functions. It supports intestinal function and eliminates free radicals. Animals instinctively know that they need MSM, and they will eat grass to absorb MSM. And MSM is not added to traditional pet foods, but it is necessary for healthy cartilage and cell health. And you don't want to use the sulfurzyme powder. Young Living has it in two forms. There's a powder, and then there's capsules. You want to use the capsule because the powder has stevia in it to make it sweeter. So if people are putting the powder in their drink or whatever, it tastes better. If it comes in the capsules, it doesn't have stevia in it because you're just taking it in a capsule. And the stevia is not safe for dogs. So do not give this powder to your dogs, but you can take the capsules and open them up and dump the powder, or just give them the capsule. If you can get them to swallow it that way, that's fine. You can add, if you don't like or can't give your pet the pills, you can open that capsule and put it in their food. But save that empty capsule because you can use it to put some oils in it for yourself. So, excuse me. Ningxia Red. I was kind of surprised at how many of the veterinarians talked about using Ningxia Red for animals, for everything under the sun. And One gal in particular uses it a lot for her performance animals, and she rides horses in performance, and she also has some performance dogs, and they give their horses and their dogs lots of Ningxia Red. They said it helps them recover faster, and it supports all their body systems. It's really good nourishment for supporting healthy eyes and vision, and it's a great, powerful antioxidant, as we all know, and it supports normal carbohydrate conversion to energy. So this is a great product to just don't hoard it all to yourselves. Share it with your pets. They'll thank you. And then again, on the line of clean environments, when you're washing your animals' bedding and things like that, you want to use the Thieves laundry soap, because again, laundry soaps are some of the most toxic things in our homes. So you want to use the Thieves laundry soap, which is incredibly powerfully strong. What is the word I'm trying to think of? You need to dilute it. And so a little bit, like less than 1/4 of a capful for most washer loads is all you need. And this bottle, even though it's only 32 ounces, it will do 64 loads of laundry typically. So it's incredibly potent, to say the least. So now we're going to talk a little bit about animal shelters and animals and using the oils for them. One of the ladies that presented at the oils conference did a whole presentation on animal shelters. Excuse me. And she talked about the stress of shelter and rescue animals, and how being around other animals, strange animals, is very stressful for them. Being in a cage, as you might imagine, all the different sounds and smells, and the lack of that comfort and touching, and you know, having a normal environment, and the stress of the staff members. You know, animals are very sensitive to the people's emotions around them. And so a lot of staff members in shelters are under a lot of stress. Excuse me a second. And we know that diffusing oils can be one of the easiest ways to bring down those stress levels. Also being around a lot of strangers. You got a lot of people running in and out, looking at them all the time, and this is very stressful for these animals. So they're very intuitive too. They know what's going on. So you want to do all you can. And if you have a shelter or in your area, which I'm sure you do because they're everywhere, you probably have several of them. What a great outreach if you were to go to a shelter and loan them a diffuser and give them a few oils to try and let them see how much the animals calm down and excuse me, and just shift the energy in that shelter. And when an animal is more calm, they're going to be more quickly adopted, because they're going to be friendlier to the people coming in, and there's just going to be a whole different scenario. So she talked about how to approach a shelter or a rescue. First of all, you want to spend time there, volunteer if you can. Find somebody there that's open-minded to try different things, and ask about what their struggles are. So find out what's their most difficult thing that they have to deal with, and see if you can't figure out a way to help them make that better and at least improve it. You may not be able to fix things, but you might be able to make it better quality. And ask them to do a 2-week test. You know, give them a diffuser. Talk about how they can use it in the lobby. If you put a diffuser in the lobby, it's a welcoming entry. It supports people surrendering their pets when that has to happen. It helps potential adopters feel good when they come in. It provides a fresh, natural scent, and it also helps the staff, right? Because they're sitting there smelling it. In the kennel area where the animals are in the cages, it can be calming for the pets, also welcoming for the visitors that are coming in looking at the animals. and it provides a fresh, natural scent, and it helps with behavioral support for the animals. In the intake area and or isolation area she talked about, this is an area that's very high stress for the animals because they're just now brought in and the vet or whomever's checking them out for soundness and whether they're sick and what's going on with them. And this can be very stressful. And it helps, again, to calm the families if they're surrendering a pet. It creates a welcoming environment to prevent people from dumping animals outside. Instead, if they're going to get rid of their animal, they'll bring them inside. And it helps to calm the staff and the animals. Stress, actually, as we know in people, it works the same way in animals. It can trigger physical ailments. So we want to bring down those stress levels. They also have behavioral testing areas for the animals where they give the pets, try to see how, do they sit? Will they obey certain commands and things like that? And it gives the pet their best chance to pass the behavioral test and to be put in the adoption ward because they're more calm. And the aspects of calming oils can soften the energy for the pet. And then in the surgical areas of veterinarian offices and things, they keep the air fresh for recovery, and they support the pets to stay calm during recovery, and they can provide support for healthy body systems. When should you incorporate oils at a shelter? Well, pretty much all the time. So on arrivals, for stress, fear, grief, animals have grief in losing their homes. For transportation, that can be very stressful for a lot of animals, and before and after surgery. At adoption events are very stressful. You think they're just all fun and games, but you're moving those animals to a strange place and all these people are running around looking at them and poking their fingers in their cages and whatnot, and it's very stressful for them. For behavioral issues, it can help assist with better adoptions. And sending home oils with each adopted pet, imagine how wonderful that would be. And it could be a really good way for you to build a business too if you're into that. So how to incorporate the oils in the shelters? Obviously, diffusing is going to be one of the easiest ways because you can move those diffusers all over the place. And if you can get them in every room, that's even better. You can use them in transporting and in foster care. Oil drops on the blankets can be very calming. Oil drops in the cage or at the kennel doors. You can also create tinting like the Aromadome and the diffuser for healthier breathing. Ingesting when it's appropriate. Ingesting recommendations are going to be based on your knowledge on the oils and the animals, and that's where your reference books are going to come in. And then using oils on you and getting the people that work in the shelters to use oils on themselves. When you're working with a scared or timid pet, be sure to wear a diffuser necklace or place oils on the back of your neck. And when you're petting them, avoid putting it on your hands because their sense of smell, and so you're going to pet them around their face, and that can be a little too much for them. So put it somewhere else, like on the back of your neck. Oils to keep the air fresh and healthy could be things like eucalyptus globulus, purification, RC, and thieves. And oils to support scared or timid animals could be something like acceptance, peace and calming, valor. Oils for animals that are protective. So a lot of times an animal will be brought into a shelter that just had a litter of puppies or kittens. And all of a sudden, an animal that's never been acting out can be very protective of their babies. And this can often be misdiagnosed as an unadoptable pet or an aggressive pet, and oftentimes these animals can be put down in the shelter situation because they're deemed unadoptable. And it could be just they're being protective of their babies. And they found in using oils with the animals in this kind of situation is Gentle Baby seems to be one of the best choices for that. So if you have an animal that's feeling protective, try Gentle Baby. And then oils to support sad or grieving animals could be frankincense or joy or even release. Other oils, excuse me. Other oils for struggling animals, acceptance, coming into a new home, sometimes or even into the shelter, acceptance could be a good oil. Harmony, hope, lavender, and white angelica. And oils for abused animals could be the TOA we talked about earlier, or Trauma Life, Release, Sarah, or Valor. Oils for animal grooming are some of the oils that we mentioned earlier, the 3-step oils. And then oils for healthy digestion, we talked about Digest, also Copaiba, the Ningxia Red, and the Life 9 probiotics. Those are also good for your pets. And these are some of the oils that we recommend, and I really would love to see many of you going out and start reaching out to your shelters in your area and see if you can't make life a little better for some of them. Now, I want to talk to you about some recommended resources. These are things that I found out about when I was at the Animal and Oils Conference. Dr. Nancy Brandt created or wrote the book called First Aid with Veterinary Medical Aromatherapy. And you can buy that from her website at www.safe4animals.com. And she also has another book called Chemical Free Pets. So those are her 2 books, and they're both going to be on her website, safe4, using the number 4, animals.com. Highly recommend these books. I have both of them, and I love them. And I haven't even gotten through them all the way, but they're great. And then Discover LSP, which is our life science publishing, they are bringing out a new Animals and Oils desk reference. It's just a whole desk references just for animals, and I'm so excited. I can't wait. I really can't. And I pre-bought one at the Animal Oils Conference, so they said they were going to be shipping sometime in June. So be on the lookout for that. Keep checking back with discoverlsp.com, and as soon as they come in stock, you will want to jump on it, because I can promise you they will go out of stock quickly. This is something people have been begging for a very long time, and you want to get yours. So keep an eye out starting in June, and if I get any heads up ahead of time that it's in or whatever, I will certainly announce it on Facebook, but just keep an eye out, because you really want this book. Now, Nancy Brandt, that wrote the other 2 books, she also created VMAA. This is the Veterinary Medical Association, Veterinary Medical Aromatherapy Association. This is where you want to, they have a course that you can sign up as a non-veterinarian professional for the affiliate level, I think it is, or I forget what they call it. But this is an organization of veterinarians that are dedicated to the medical use of aromatherapy in animals, and they they promote standards of excellence in animal aromatherapy, and they also provide outreach and education to veterinarians. So if you have a vet that you want to introduce to essential oils, I suggest you point them to the VMAA.vet, and that's where they're going to find the resources that they can. And she has an actual training for veterinarians to get, I don't know, certified or whatever in aromatherapy. And even though she only recommends Young Living essential oils, because of this organization. She can't talk brands or specific, you know, like Young Living. So she just talks about quality. And same thing in her 2 books that we talked about earlier. When she mentions blends in here, she's not going to mention Young Living blends, but she's going to name all the oils that are in the blend, and you'll be able to figure out which Young Living blend that is by looking at the ingredients of the blend. So like as an example, you know, purification. She has a blend, a purifying blend or something, and I think it's probably the same. I haven't checked it, but I'm guessing just because I saw kind of what was in it. So this is a really important resource that you want to know about. Even if you don't do it yourself, you want to be able to point your veterinarian friends to the vmaa.vet. And these veterinarians that are part of this are all pooling their documentation of their case studies and things like that as well. And they will, their goal is to make a lot of case studies available to everybody. And this will be a great way to introduce your vets to the world of aromatherapy. I would suggest signing them up first and then tell them, you know, I have this great organization I'll put you in touch with. So I just want to thank you. If you have any questions, be sure to stick them in the Q&A box or the chat box. And I have 2 more classes coming up this month. One of them is going to be this Saturday. I think that's Saturday, May the 20th. And that one's at, I believe it is in the afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern time. I got my kit, now what? This will be a great class to any new members that have a kit and they haven't quite figured out what to do with it yet, or people you would like to introduce to Young Living can see all that's in the kit and decide if that's something they want to take advantage of. And then May 23rd is chemical free the easy way. We're going to talk about chemical free stuff. And let's see, have a couple more slides. I just want to say thank you for taking time to come tonight. And also, if you want to get started, if you came on this class and you don't have an account and you would like to use oils with your pets, get back to the person who invited you and they can help you get the wholesale, which is going to save you money. So contact the person who shared this presentation with you. If it was me, get back to me and I'll help you. But otherwise, contact the person who cared enough about you to tell you about this webinar, because they know you care about your pets and they want you to be able to find the best ways to support your pets naturally in a chemical-free way. So thanks again, everybody, for coming. And I don't see any questions, so I think we'll just wrap it up. This went a little longer than my normal classes because we had a lot to cover. So I hope you enjoyed the topic tonight. And if you do have questions and you know how to reach me, shoot me a question. But otherwise, hopefully this covered it all. And start using those oils with your pets. They deserve it. Thanks again and good night.